Hey guys, so I'm coming to you with a video on some blushes that I want to recommend, like my favorites in my collection. And I'm going to do this video in two parts. The first part is going to be natural blushes that I recommend for women of color, like natural looking shades, and then bright blush colors that I recommend. I decided to only pick blushes, individual blushes, not entire palettes, because usually with blush palettes and different things, unless you're making your own, all of the colors are going to be suited for one skin tone usually, or all of the colors aren't going to be necessarily blush colors. You got some. I just didn't want to go that route, so these are all individual blushes, and they're from very similar brands. So yeah, so I'm going to start this video. This one is going to be on the natural, my favorite everyday nice natural flush of color on the cheeks blushes, and I have some for my skin tone, a little bit lighter to some deeper skin tones. So the first blush that I recommend, and these are specific shades, although all the blushes that I mentioned, the formulas in these are great. So even if you're not my skin tone and you're looking for a good blush formula, the ones that I recommend here, not even the specific shade, you might want to look into the formula into a lighter shade or something like that. So the first blush, and all of these blushes, I can say when I got them, I wore them out, like, you know, until I moved on to the next thing. But anyway, this first blush is the Milani powder blush. It's the one with the rose on it, and this is the shade American Beauty Rose. Okay, this is a matte blush. It has no shimmer. It's not even really a satin finish. It's a matte blush, and it looks kind of pinky in the pan, but it's definitely a very soft flush to the cheek that doesn't make me look ashy. It really gives my cheeks some color. I blended that out a lot, so I don't know if you can even tell on my hand. Just this flush of color right here. It's really lightweight. It's a really nice spring neutral blush. The peach doesn't show off. I mean, the pink doesn't come off too much on the skin, but more just like a nice, almost neutral peach shade and a nice flush on the skin. So yeah, won't keep you long. Alright, that's the only one from Milani. The next one I have is from NYX, and this is their Ombre blush. This is one of their Ombre blushes. I have a couple recommendations in the bright category too, so stay tuned for that from NYX. But this is the Ombre blush, and this is in the shade Nude to Me. Let's not drop it. I have worked on this one. This is the shade Nude to Me. So there was a really light shade, like a champagne, almost highlighty shade up there. And the rest was this nude brown. And definitely, this has some, it's a satin finish blush. It gives off a nice glow. This is what it looks like. It gives off a nice peachy, I like golden peachy glow to the skin, if the blush is not matte. So there you go. It has a golden element to it. I'm going to love it even more. And I have another one that I recommend. But definitely on the neutral, it's going to go with pretty much any eye look. It's going to give you that warm golden cheek. So this is one of the blushes, and it looks really shiny like a highlight, but it definitely gives a nice glow to the cheek. If I'm wearing very light minimal makeup, I like to make sure my blush is not necessarily matte, because it'll really wash my face out. It really just, yeah, so I like to have a blush that's a little bit glow, but it's on the neutral side that's not too pink or bright or whatever, and that's a good one, I think, for that. Alright, and then we're going to go on to Coastal Scents. Coastal Scents Forever Blushes. Oh my goodness, these blushes are fantastic. They actually went up in price. They're still less than $10. I paid like, they were $8 or $7.95 on Coastal Scents website a while ago. And I caught them at a 50% off sale, so I got them for about $4. And they have 18 shades, and I picked up all 18. I haven't looked on there in a while to see if they've expanded or what, but these blushes, a little goes a long way. They are one of the most pigmented, if not the most pigmented blushes I own, except those Inglot ones are good too, and they last forever. So on the face and just period, because you're gonna have them forever. So the first one that I'm going to show you in the neutral category is the shade Dashing. Again, this is in that same line of the Ombre blush. It has a satiny finish to it, and it gives off a golden sheen. So it's neutral. It's going to go with pretty much any eye look because it's in that family, but it's definitely going to give off a nice glow to the cheek. See that? But a neutral look to it, and that is Dashing. It's Dashing. All right, the next one, the next two I have are recommendations if you have a little bit deeper skin tone, because they definitely go they definitely are in the neutral family. But if you have a skin tone like mine, a little bit lighter, they might come off a little bit brighter, but they're definitely, I'm putting them in the neutral category. So the first one isn't that bright. This one is beautiful. So this is probably the lightest pink I'll go. It's actually being washed out by my lights. It's not that light. This is a completely matte blush. It is a mauvey pink. It's a mauvey pink. It's a cool tone blush, but it doesn't ash me out or anything like that. It's a cool tone blush, and it carries the mauve really well on the skin. If that makes any sense, it shows up mauve, like a neutral mauve. It carries the mauve really well. I think I just made that up. But it carries it really well. I'm gonna keep going with it, and it gives that flush to the skin that I like, and it's not brown, if you will. It's not a brown blush. And then the next one is, I do recommend for a little bit for deeper skin tone. It looks great on me, but it's not as natural or neutral, if you will, in that category of neutral blushes on me. It's a blush color. This is the shade Royal. Alright, so this is a brick red blush, but it is matte. It doesn't have any shimmer or satin or anything in it. Oh my gosh, but it's a beautiful neutral. Oh my gosh. Look at this brick red here. Everything's looking ashy with these lights. There you go. I'll back up a little bit. You can see it now. A beautiful brick red blush. So, yeah. I highly recommend. I recommend all the Coastal Scents blushes, because even the lightest ones in that line is still pretty decent for dark skin. And yeah, I could have picked them all really, but these are my favorites. All right, so then we're going on to MAC. I know you guys are like, Candace, wait a minute, where's your MAC Raizin? It's in here. I have been using MAC Raizin blush forever. Yeah, it's been a while. But anyway, the line of blushes, the powder blushes, so they're called MAC powder blushes, although this one is called Sheer Tone Shimmer Blush that I'll tell you about. They're all in the same compact. Sheer Tone Shimmer Blush. These powder blushes, but they have different finishes from MAC. MAC makes great color, so women of color. Great blush shades. I mean, deep shades for you to contour with, like Film Noir and Sketch. Really deep shades, really bright, vivid pinks and things like that. Oranges and fiery shades. And, yeah, so I recommend MAC blushes to anyone who, yeah. So, what's going on outside? Okay, so the three that I love, the first one is Raizin. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Raizin is a matte, warm brown. Oh my God. With a little bit of mauve in there. It has a little bit of mauve in there. It's definitely a warm tan brown. Oh my goodness. There it is. Looks almost terracotta on my finger. Oh, I love Raizin. I really do. This blush, I can put this blush with any look I have ever had, and it is going to be wonderful. Gives that flush to the cheeks, brings my cheekbones out, really makes me look giggled and happy, and Raizin is what it is. Now, in that same category, if I don't want a matte blush due to whatever else, I go ahead and I go and use this next one because it's the same color and the same tone as Raizin, but it has shimmer in it. It has gold reflect in it, and this is Ambering Rose. And with that shimmer gold reflect, it almost looks a little rose gold. It's not. I wouldn't use it as a highlighter because it's not that intense, but this is. I'll show you Raizin, and I'll show you Ambering Rose. So they're almost the same, except Ambering Rose has a little bit of shimmer in there. And so, Ambering Rose has a little bit of shimmer in there. And so, yeah, swatch that one. Not shimmer, just a satiny sheen to it. Peachy gold. I can't help it. It's my jam. I can't help it. I can't. There it is. I can't help it. Can't help it. I can't. Alright. Sorry about that. All right, and then the final one in the neutral category, it's also from MAC. It's definitely on the brown side. This is still a satiny finish with that little glow in it. This is Sweet as Cocoa, and this is a brown, not so much warm, but a more neutral brown with that same like sheen to it. It's definitely more in the neutral brown and not so much warm brown, warm terracotta, peachy, whatever. So I really like MAC's formula of blushes. They're actually a little bit, there it is right there. See that on the skin? They're a little bit drier, or I don't want to say chalkier, but drier, if you will, more firmly pressed. There you go. Than the others that I mentioned, than the Forever blushes and the Milani and the NYX. But that's okay. I don't mind it. They're pigmented. A little goes a long way. I have been wearing Raizin. Like I have to force myself to use other blushes. Not that I don't want to, and I love them, but Raizin is like the go-to for everything. That I have to work a little bit harder to find another blush that goes with it. And I always do, but I don't know what it is about this blush, man. I don't know what it is. So there you go. Those are my favorite picks for neutral blushes for my skin tone and deeper. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the products mentioned in the video, feel free to leave it down below. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.